Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this. Breaking Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF flow tracker Foresight Investors says it has no interest in covering XRP ETF. Why would you not cover this ETF? I mean, how can people just not see past Bitcoin and Ethereum? It's 2025. This entire space is changing, and yet some of these people, it's still all about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I just don't get it. XRP supply on exchanges plunges. Over 149 million XRP, worth about $336 million, exited centralized exchanges in just 24 hours. And here's how much XRP is left on the exchanges as of November 14th. 3 billion XRP. On November 11th, there were 3.15 billion XRP. On November 12th, 3.01 billion. Now it's 3 billion. And you're seeing the supply disappear. And it continues to happen day over day. What do you think is going to happen when they run out of XRP on the over-the-counter desk? So once over-the-counter runs dry and can no longer supply the XRP ETF demand, it's over. Supply shock will hit the exchanges and price gaps to double digits immediately. Time frame for over-the-counter to deplete based on Canary CEO conservative ETF inflow projection is late November to early December. Wait until those Franklin Templeton ETF goes live and all those other ETFs go live. I'm telling you, supply shock is coming. And when the supply is gone and the demand continues to rise, the price is going to change very quick. I've been looking at this long before the ETFs even went live. I thought to myself, eventually this is going to lead to a real big price jump on XRP, and I believe it's coming. So let's see what happens by the end of this month going into December. Whopping XRP transfer alert. A massive $223 million worth of XRP has just been moved from a Coinbase linked wallet to an unknown destination. Something big is brewing on the XRP ledger. We see this happen all day long, every single day. XRP is moving around, and it's no longer small amounts of XRP. It's massive amounts of XRP. Somebody is getting well positioned. Somebody else speculated that this is Canary buying XRP. We really don't know, but the fact that it came off of Coinbase, I think it's more likely that it's just another whale entering this space. Breaking, a Bitcoin maxi actually sent the SEC an 8-point letter begging them to deny or delay the XRP ETFs. And the reasons are, let's just say, creative. Here's his list. No U.S. regulated XRP futures. There was an SEC lawsuit. Regulatory uncertainty. Centralization plus an outage. On-chain volume looks weird. Ripple and founders hold a lot. Distribution wasn't like Bitcoin's proof of work. Not enough on-chain analytics. Try harder next time. That's his response. The ETFs are launching anyway. But imagine being so afraid of XRP that you sit down and write a letter to the SEC explaining why they should delay or deny an XRP ETF. And of course, XRP isn't like Bitcoin's proof of work, because proof of work doesn't work. And that has been proven multiple times in this space. And even though there was an SEC lawsuit, guess who won? Ripple ended up winning in the end. And XRP will never be deemed a security at any point in the future. And here's their leader. This is what Michael Saylor posted. It says, "HODL, while he's on a lifeboat and the Titanic is on fire." It reminds me of this right here. When the Titanic sinks, little floats near it get dragged down too, but the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. Tether earlier today said it's Black Friday for Bitcoin, meaning that they're most likely going to mint some more Tether out of thin air to prop up the price of Bitcoin once again, because it's sitting well below $100,000. I still think Bitcoin has that last big push up in it, though. You know, everybody's saying this cycle is over. See you in 2028. I don't think there's going to be a cycle in 2028. By then, the new financial system will be in place. Utility is going to be all the talk in 2028. Even before then, it's already becoming all the talk right now. It's going to be all about stable coins, quantum computers. It's going to be about tokenized assets, moving tokenized assets. Then it's going to be beyond that. Institutional demand is still going to be amping up, leading us through mass retail adoption. Most stores by then are going to be accepting crypto, and it's not just going to be Bitcoin. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be XRP and XLM and so on. But these people are delusional if they think the 4-year cycle is going to continue forever. Can all the Bitcoiners that have been crying about Ripple dumping XRP for years come chat, please? $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin dumped in a day is the equivalent of around 5 months of Ripple, not so much dumping, but the escrow releases. Then let's add all the dumping by BlackRock, Binance, Coinbase, Wintermute, etc. Breaking Saylor's strategy, dumping millions of Bitcoin right now. They already sold over $2.5 billion worth and continue dumping every minute. Whenever Saylor says he's buying buying Bitcoin, he's selling it. We've seen that. Because we're XRP investors, we know when Bitcoin's dumping. All you have to do is look at the chart for XRP, because we're still following Bitcoin. Every time I've seen Saylor say we're acquiring more Bitcoin today, right away the market ends up going red, time and time again. I always told everybody that I know that invest into Bitcoin, I tell them retail is not going to beat Michael Saylor and Jack Mallers to the door. Retail is going to be exit liquidity for these people. Our 2.222 worked once again. He's talking about the $2.22 support zone for XRP. This comes from Dark Defender. Some people may disagree with us, and they did. At 22 cents, XRP can never break 30 cents. At 39 cents, no, you are wrong. At 66 cents, you are wrong. At $1.88, no, you are wrong. XRP will go to 13 cents. $2.22, give it a break. $3.33, no, you are wrong again. At $5.85, or maybe $5.89, people will say the same thing. And he's right. As XRP reaches different price points, you're going to hear people saying, it's not going to go any higher. The top is now in for XRP, only to watch the price then go higher. People in this space always doubt this cryptocurrency more than any other cryptocurrency. especially when it was going sideways for over a year around 50 cents. Remember all the FUD back then? XRP's never going to break $1 ever again. Sell it now and give up. They want you to give up on this cryptocurrency. Everybody in this space fears this cryptocurrency more than any other cryptocurrency because of what XRP is built to do. It's built to move anything of value. It's built to fix all of the problems with Bitcoin. And that's why they fear it. That's why they sit down and write letters to the SEC. Because this cryptocurrency scares them more than anything else. They know it's coming for that #1 spot. Hugo Philion, co-founder of Flare, breaks down their roadmap for unlocking the next pillar of XRP DeFi. Take a listen to this.
I think what will increase XRP, the 50 million that's been bridged, it's now 60, I'm quite glad to say. What will increase that 10 times? Firelight will increase that by 10x. Like, Firelight is built for scale. If you look at insurance markets, they're 30, 40, 50 billion dollars, right? We can take 30, 40, 50 billion dollars of XRP in order to insure and in order to give cover to those markets. It's really built for scale, and because XRP has no native yield, just being able to give some yield back is valuable. Getting that staked representation and then putting that into the Flare ecosystem to maybe borrow against that staked representation and do more with your money, I think that grows to multiple billions already. Some of the hurdles there are where are the pools of XRP? So you have a big retail pool, but you also have a huge amount of retail that are holding their XRP at custodians and exchanges. So onboarding exchanges, it has been pretty critical for us. That's a process we're very comfortable with where we are. So I think there'll be a number of exchanges participating in Firelight, first of which is already announced, called Uphold. And then really making the experience as easy as possible for retail with smart wallets. That is critical. So smart wallets allow a XRP user to only ever make transactions on the XRP ledger. They never need to come to Flare. So they can bridge their XRP to Flare and direct where that XRP goes on Flare without ever touching Flare. Just because we have data protocols that can read a memo field on the XRP ledger, so we can basically abstract away all of the complexity of using Flare, and that's coming hopefully in December.
So it looks like Flare wants to make it even easier for you to earn off of your XRP. Take notice, he said smart wallets are coming within 2025, which I'm a huge fan of that. I want to see where that goes. But Flare, they just keep building out and growing, and they're bringing so much utility to XRP. Plus, they're going to play a major part in scarcity for XRP as well, because they want to lock away 5% of the total supply. And it looks like Hugo Philion is actually starting to get things really moving at Flare. But the price isn't reflecting that yet. Same thing that I was saying about XRP. During the bear market, I kept saying, look at all this growth, but yet we have no price movement. Eventually, we will see that value. That's what's going on with Flare right now. And if you're an XRP investor, there's no reason to not be invested into Flare, because Flare's doing great things for XRP. They work together. It's not like, hey, I'm going to sell my XRP and buy Flare. No, I'm going to continue to hold my XRP, and I'm also going to buy some Flare. It's dirt cheap right now. Everybody should have a decent bag of Flare before the real breakout happens. But like I always tell you, until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.